This is the Greenfield EF4 tornado, one of the most violent tornadoes of all time. You might think that this is only an EF4, but it has some of the highest wind speeds ever measured by Doppler on wheels. The National Weather Service in Des Moines screwed up two things: EF5 rating and tornado emergency. June 1st, uploaded a video 1 week ago with Greenfield being Iowa's most controversial tornado. In my opinion, this is one of the most controversial tornadoes in the entire world. Now, there is clearly a reason of why this could have got an EF5 rating. The gate-to-gate shear was over 318 miles an hour, with the eye of the tornado and many vortices being visible. Yes, you heard me right. Tornadoes have eyes, just like hurricanes. As you can see from this picture, the center is the eye of the tornado. This is absolutely insane, and there is basically no reason why this should have gotten an EF4 rating. The moderate risk was a perfect job by the National Weather Service in Des Moines, but some may think that it could have been a high risk. In my opinion, this probably should have stayed moderate. National Weather Service in Des Moines did a great job that day for forecasting. This is some damage from the Greenfield tornado. Some people say that the wind speeds are only 170 miles an hour, but this is complete destruction with houses being slabbed off their foundations. In my opinion, this tornado should have gotten an EF5 rating, but because the National Weather Service in Des Moines did not want to give it an EF5 rating, there was a clear reason. A matter of fact, the National Weather Service said that they were too scared to give another EF5 tornado rating. Then they deleted their post on Twitter right after the Diaz, Arkansas tornado happened. Some people may have thought that the Diaz tornado would have gotten an EF5 rating. I don't think we are ever going to see another EF5 tornado ever again. They're just too impossible. Just like a magnitude 10 earthquake is very, very, very unpredictable and rare. Oh, we would need an asteroid of mass magnitude to create that. So what would we need for a tornado exactly? Well, Greenfield could have gotten an EF5 rating. We still don't know why it did not get an EF5 rating, but some theories say that it was because of that. We had 2,500 to 3,500 joules per kilogram, which is a measurement of astronomical instability among the power. And we also had that much CAPE. CAPE stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. And a lot of people are saying, was Greenfield an EF5 tornado? Damage analysis. This was June 1st. June 1st has posted many videos of the historic Greenfield tornado. Reed Timmer even said strongest tornado in history.
Keeping track of three-pointers for 4 quarters.
As you can see, this multiple vortex tornado looks ugly. I am still surprised that this did not get an EF5 rating. The wind field is super wide. Horizontal vortices and vortices can be seen in the tornado. This would flatten many, many windmills and then catch them on fire, making the mess already even worse. Matter of fact, some people are now saying to get rid of all of the windmills. As you can see, the windmill was not even in the tornado and it fell. And that roof looks like it's going to come off because the suction cup of the tornado is almost like a vacuum cleaner that sucks up everything in its path and surrounding areas. Now, why did this tornado not get an EF5 rating? We literally just said that a minute ago. And then, KCCI 8 News in Des Moines, Iowa, said Greenfield had as some of the strongest winds ever, 309 and 318 miles per hour. It was only 300 yards wide, which is very skinny for such a violent tornado. This could be one of many reasons that we did not see an EF5 rating. Now, this tornado was super strong. And if we look, it was on the ground for 48 minutes, killed 5 people, unfortunately, and injured 35 people. Artifacts, paintings have been found over 200 miles from the tornado. If it injured someone, I do not know if it would be counted as an injury from the tornado. But in my opinion, I think it would be considered because it was caused by the tornado. BBC in England was even talking about it. Now, this tornado was super, super violent. Now we are going to look at the path. A tornado emergency should have been issued. This was another tornado directly from the same supercell. This violent, high-end EF2 tornado with wind speeds of 135 miles an hour could have been an EF3. This tornado was reported to touch down near Grimes, Iowa, which is not that far from my home. I was frantically getting worried because I was at my grandma's house when this tornado happened, which is terrible. I was nervous because a tornado, if it stayed on the ground, there was a chance that it could have hit my house. Luckily, it lifted, and it did not touch the ground till it hit Grimes, which spared most of the western suburbs of the Des Moines metro. It did not look good for Story City, Iowa, though, and Ames, specifically Nevada, Iowa. The tornado then hit Nevada, Iowa. The tornado was only a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. In my opinion, the National Weather Service in Des Moines should have maybe considered tornado emergency. As this X post says, 10,000 views. This is the National Weather Service in Des Moines. As you can see, they have been doing a much better job lately. As you can see, they have way too many severe thunderstorm warnings and posts. Well, that's what we thought. It was seeing from space. The tornado path has been seeing from space, or very high up in Earth's atmosphere. The ground scouring can be seen right there. A matter of fact, these tornadoes compare more to more and El Reno more than anything. El Reno, another very controversial tornado, got an EF5 rating, with it being 2.6 miles wide. Before in August, they discovered that it did not have EF5 damage, but it still had EF5 wind speeds from a Doppler radar on wheels. They downgraded it to only an EF3 because it was in the middle of nowhere. Greenfield was different. It hit a town, but at the end of its life, if the tornado hit the town any earlier and was at its peak width of 900 yards, it could have completely destroyed the town, and more deaths could have happened as a consequence. thank God that did not happen. Hopefully, that does not happen ever again. Even if it hit Greenfield, you can clearly see by this lake that there was already ground scouring. This is super impressive. With the National Weather Service getting pictures of the tornado, this was captured by Isaac Ponleci. Sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. As you can see, the Greenfield tornado went almost straight through Corning as well. But Corning and Prescott had their own tornado. It missed Creston. It missed Spalding. It missed Zion and Orient. It also missed Carl by only a half a mile. And it barely missed Nottoway. But it would not be so good for Greenfield. As you can see, it only had wind speeds of 185 miles an hour. Clearly, it was not super good. As you can see, they literally just updated it to 1,000 yards. Our second tornado was the widest tornado at 1,300 yards wide. It was an EF3 that hit places like Carbon, which, as you can see, it almost hit Villisca, which is right there. Then after that tornado died, another one, much stronger, would form. These twin tornadoes were on the ground for a while. Then the same exact supercell would produce another 1,000 wide tornado, 1,000 wide tornado, EF2 tornado, and then another EF1 tornado would hit Prescott. It is unknown, but we think that there could have been 3 tornadoes on the ground at once. Of course, we had the tornado that was an extra. And then, after the Greenfield tornado lifted, it produced this tornado. And then Martinsville, Iowa, just south of the Des Moines Metro near the airport, on Highway 28 and Highway 92, would be hit by a much, much, much weaker EF0 tornado. Spring Hill also got hit by an EF0 tornado, along with Maxburg, which has already had a tornado history. I actually went to Maxburg when the EF1 tornado happened. No idea what that was, but that probably was scary. I don't know what that was in real life. As you can see, this happened on May 22nd and another on August 20th. The National Weather Service reported a tornado on May 22nd with peak winds of 120 to 130 miles an hour and a path length of 4.5 miles. Now, as you can see, this was the exact tornado that we saw in the Greenfield and Maxburg area. It was also east of Earlham, which is a western suburb of Des Moines. We had the EF2 in southeast Adair County. The damage from the Maxburg tornado was pretty devastating. With this being the reported damage. Another reported damage of this. August 20th, 2019 was not a date to mess around. It was an observed tornado. I remember in the Des Moines Metro, I heard about this. I wish we could have made it out there to see the tornado, but we made it out there the next day to see the tornado. The tornado was a stovepipe. And as you can see, this tornado was crazy. Now, Maxburg has been hit by a lot of tornadoes. For some reason, southwestern Iowa, specifically Greenfield, Maxburg, and Winterset, especially get hit by tornadoes, including Creston. Southwestern Iowa is a tornado alley that's not really talked about as much. More than likely because Greenfield only has a couple thousand. The biggest city in there, Creston, only has about 7,000 people. And Des Moines is not even part of the tornado alley, but most of the time it also gets hit by the storms. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.